Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Walking This Way's Impact Voice Podcast. I am your host, Furman Jackson Jr. We're broadcast once again here in the DFW. That is Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. Everybody wants to know what that means. This is, of course, it's Tuesday. Very excited to be back with everybody once again on this great Tuesday night. We're talking movies, we're talking awesome storylines, and we're talking about the highly anticipated movie of 2023, Mojo Savage. I'm here with the creator, the visionary of this awesome movie that did hit in 2023. I want to welcome my guest here tonight. Take time out of his productive schedule to be here and go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
Thank you, brother. I'm Kagan Alexander Black. I'm a filmmaker here in Dallas, Texas, and I'm the director of my newest movie, Mojo Savage, out now on Tubi.
Man, that's what's up. And I know this bit the most talked about movie that I know that I've seen on the airways, social media wise. Very highly anticipated movie. And I know you are into the films. How did you just start in making movies?
Well, man, my background is in music. I started out as a music artist, and I wanted to. That's what I thought I wanted to do with my life was create music. I very much still love it. But during the course of pursuing music, I met someone that kind of changed my perspective. He was a filmmaker at the time doing short films, and after working with him and being introduced to film in that way, I didn't look back. So it was history since then.
And you just got introduced to it, walked into it, and you're here doing it. And the thing about I love about here is just that interviewing people who are doing extraordinary things and they're living out their dream. They're living out their passion and they're making a living out of it. And that's a beautiful feeling to have, knowing that I'm waking up every morning. I'm doing something I love to do. I took control of my life. I'm in charge of my life. I'm in control of my destiny, and I'm not allowing anybody else to do it, but I took it upon my own hands. And we know we're in the DFW. Everybody calling the DFW Dollywood now. We see a lot of individuals who are transitioning into movies. Because back in the day, we see people want to get into music, things like that. Now we see individuals drifting over and transitioning to the movie industry now. Did you ever imagine that you have individuals now who wants to be in movies now?
I'm sorry, say the last part of it.
I said you ever imagine that you have individuals now who want to do more movies compared to back in the day where you have people who just want to pursue music. They was an artist, they pursue music, but now they're leaving that arena. Now they're coming over to movies. Did you ever imagine this phenomenon taking place here as an independent filmmaker?
No, man, I can't say that I saw that coming. Of course, music has been a staple in Dallas for a long time, to where people have always pursued careers in that art form. I think it took the pandemic, believe it or not, for people to find something else to do. And with film, and people needing something to watch, I think that made it easy for this to get into it. You have some people who were pioneers who kind of showed you the way, and then when it's like once we've seen it done, now I can do this too. So the beautiful thing about Dallas is that from just from me starting doing films, feature films since 2021 to today, man, it's a world of a difference in the number of productions going and how many opportunities are created. So now you're seeing people who maybe in the entertainment industry, just so to speak, now seeing like, oh, I can go over here and do this because now I see it's a scene for this here in Dallas.
Right, and most definitely, before we go any further, I gotta give a big shout out to Sheena D. Horn in the comment section. She said, "Peace, Kings, keep up greatness." Big shout out to
Shout out
Shirley
to you.
Evans in the comment section. She said, "Hello." I can't forget about those who support the show. I gotta give them a shout out as well. As I appreciate y'all taking time out of y'all productive schedules, via audience to watch the show. We broadcast every Tuesday. Sorry if I'm still like I lose my voice, but get that cold out the way. But anyway, we know that we are in the world independence now. Because back in the day, people used to go create stuff, and take to major studios, major labels. Now we're in a scene of independence where you have social media, where you can just go and upload your stuff now, where you don't have to go and knock on nobody's door. You say your own is them by creating this stuff, putting stuff out there as well. Um, have you ever imagined that was taking place with the independent scene and the independent market, as you have people who are creating movies, writing movies, not knocking on major production doors, but starting their own per se, their own production per se.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to see. The thing about making movies before the time we're in now is it was thought that I had to have, millions of dollars. I had to have these big time studios to get it done. Even independent films, you still had people spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to do them. You know what I'm saying? And that still was considered low budget. So today, you fast forward, technology has gotten a lot better. People, it's good and bad with this, but people are, just kind of getting up off the couch saying, let me try something new. Let me see what this art form is talking about. And some people are doing it, of course, the right way, and some people are just making films. But in the end, it's still creating a lot of opportunities. It's still creating, a very much budding film scene in Dallas. So it's great to see, man. Millionaires will come out of this time, future legend, people who are legends, and actors, producers, writers. A lot of them will come from this time. So it's very dope.
And that's what's up. You mentioned something there. Taking the risk. Success. In order to be successful, you have to take the risk. You have to get out the comfort zone. You have to, change the mindset. Just take that chance instead of having that life of regret, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But it's really just all or nothing, right? So, get out there, do it, make it happen. And at least I said I did something. Only way you can consider yourself a failure if you do not do anything. And
Right.
don't be afraid. Get out your comfort zone and just go for it. And I do believe that everything will come together for you. All you gotta do is just be that willing vessel, and everything will fall into place. And let's talk about Mojo Savage. We know this the one, in my opinion, the highly anticipated movie of 2023. It's been talked about, great buzz. How did Mojo Savage come on about? And I know it's a hip hop story, so and don't want to spoil it for everybody who have not seen it, but give us a glimpse on what Mojo Savage is all about. What do you
Okay.
want the people to get out of it? Because at the end of the day, we know you want to get everybody their time's worth, their money's worth. But what is Mojo Savage all about?
For sure, man. Well, Mojo Savage came about because, as I mentioned a little earlier, I started out doing music. So it was about combining my love of music and my new love of film. Being able to intertwine that to me was a passion, and a short term dream that I wanted to do. So when the opportunity came up, to do a film that would combine film done, in the most elegant way, and music having, the dedication and the level that it has, to me was something I couldn't turn down. So for people who haven't seen it and wondering what Mojo Savage is, Mojo Savage is a hip hop drama. It's about a music artist who suffers a tragedy, and throughout the movie tries to find his way back to normalcy, and also finding a new identity after tragic losses, and discovering new passions and love.
And as you writing this and but putting this together, we say, did you want it to whether the character that people could relate to the character, in order to make an interesting storyline that people can relate, not to give up, even though tragedy may happen, but not give up, fulfill your purpose, fulfill your destiny, that they say, and realize your dream. 'Cause we know things happen, things come
Right.
up against us, but at the end of the day, it's really not giving up, not caving in, but still putting up that good fight to reach your purpose, reach your finish line and reach your destiny?
Yeah, man. So everyone can kind of relate to life and not going the way that you think is going to go. Like
Right.
none of us are probably doing what we said. The first thing we said we want to going to do as a kid. I know I thought I was going to play in the NFL. Until I
Hmm.
found out that genetics and all that kind of thing play a factor. Um, so being able to have multiple dreams is something that every human being has. So I feel like that the character is relatable in the sense of that he found that's something that he feels like he's called to do, and he's questioning it. At first, like especially after something happens that he feels like that somebody who got me into it, is gone. I don't want to do it anymore. And I'm pretty sure as humans, something that we've connected with certain things with people, and if they leave that thing that we connected with them over, it might change how we feel about it, or we may think it's changed how we feel about it because we're connecting that person. But for Sean, it's about finding his way back to music, which is something that he loves, and he has to refine that, and also he has to find a way to do that, while still grieving. So it's a dope take, man, on just hip hop. Hip hop is turned 50 this year. It's a young art form, and we don't have a million movies about hip hop. So it's my contribution to hip hop to be able to tell a story about an artist that's very relatable. I'm sure it's a lot of hip hop artists that I know who has lost people and maybe even lost that passion temporarily. And it's also a take on, man, how do I feel like that music should sound in a movie. I can't tell you how many movies I've watched, and it's supposed to be about rap or hip hop, and the music is lackluster. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I gave equal experience from the acting to the music, and I think we accomplished that with Mojo Savage.
And when you're doing movies, we know movies do give out a measure that we all can relate, that we can get out of, that we can apply to our own life. Just the whole concept, the storyline of what makes a great movie. And when you was putting this together and envisioning this, what was the number one thing you were looking for from these actors? With putting the characters together, what was the main thing you were looking for when the individuals who set out for these roles would make that character realistically like, wow, I can relate to that character. Wow, that was on point. Wow, that's me. So what's the number one thing you were looking for when putting this cast together to make this great movie?
Number one thing I was looking for was them to be authentic. So to become the characters. When you try to act like the character, you're probably not going to get a great performance. But when you get an actor to become the character, during this time of us shooting the movie, that's when you get what you're talking about the relatability. People feeling like I can see myself in that character. That remind me of my uncle, my brother, my sister, or whoever you might have in your life that reminds you of this character. Because the number one thing people want to be able to do in most movies is relate to it in some way. The reason that a great storyline is great, of course, in acting, but the story, people also want to be able to see themselves inside the story. How does this relate to me in my life, my struggle, my plight? So I think that we were able to go ahead and do that with the actors, becoming the characters and giving us a sense of realness and also entertaining us at the same time.
Man, you know what? And that's what's up right there. Before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a quick commercial break. And after this commercial break, we're gonna be right back with our Q&A conversation. The title of the episode is called Night at the Movies with Mojo Savage. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
my real and my fake up in your presence, I'm the same, yeah. Your spirit fills me up, you're all that I have. Many people lost and doubted me, how long will he last? True nigga ain't real, I see through him like a glass. Did you know about the things that he did in his past? It was simple, our transgressions, he was crushed for our iniquity. The chastisement that he took is the very thing that appears to me. The devil know that I'm afraid, he's in my life to be for me. But God make provisions, ain't no seven says he got to sleep. With my eyes, I was blind, Lord, but now I can see. You purified, you took my mind, Lord, and now I am free. With my eyes, I was blind, Lord, but now I can see. You purified, you took my mind, Lord, and now I am free. Reach out to me, takes me away. How can I stand here and not be moved? You're all around me, you make me new. Desperately seeking, Lord, I want to know you more. And only you can heal my scars. I hear you knocking at the door. I see you reaching out your hand, you give me wings so I can soar. And only you can clean me up, so now I cling to the Lord. I cling to the Lord while I cling to my soul. When the peace is so high, I gotta have faith, so give me more. You want my time, I give you more. You want my life, Lord, and show it. So fill me with your presence, it's your spirit I adore. No matter what I go through, no matter where I've been, I know you're by my side, the beginning and the end. You're my overseer, and you see me through my sins. So I'm glad to lift you up, and Lord, I praise you with my pen. Salvation is my banner, I'ma hold myself on sander. You always pull me out, and Lord, you never let me abandon. I hope the road was high and see the change just begun. Just keep your eyes on God and see the change just come. Reach out to me. Takes me away. How can I stand here and not be moved? You're all around me, you make me new. Reach out to me. Your love, it takes me away. How can I stand here and not be moved? You're all around me, you make me new.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here on Walking This Way, Impact Voice Podcast. I'm your host, Furman Jackson Jr., broadcasting here from the DFW, Dallas Fort Worth, Texas. Everybody wants to know this is Tuesday night edition of Walking This Way. I want to thank everybody. Big shout out to everybody who's watching us right now as we live streaming on Facebook Live, YouTube as well. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate the ones who've been down with me since day one. I appreciate y'all support and everything else. So we're back here talking about movies. We're talking about storylines. We're talking about the movie Mojo Savage, which is available now on Tubi. I have the creator here of Mojo Savage. Once again, I thank you, my brother, man. Take your time out your productive schedule to be here. I know you was excited about the lunch in the movie. How was that a feeling was when you actually seen your vision being displayed on televisions, millions of televisions around the world, that, hey, I really made this thing came to pass, that, yeah, it started out as an ideal, now it became a reality. What was going through your mind? What was going through your mind at that time when you see the manifestation of your work?
Man, and first, I hope we do hit millions of TVs right now. I don't think we quite hit millions, but the fact that it's on a platform, a national platform where people can, watch it all over the world is definitely a great feeling. This from where I sit at, it started in my head as far as the idea, then it goes to writing, and then it goes to, casting and shooting the movie. So from see it from, to just be an idea in my head to now, it's an indescribable feeling. That I couldn't really tell you how it feels to see that amount of dedication and execution take place. Because a lot of people have ideas, but to be able to take that idea and do what we did with it, I think is almost what purpose is about. Like, what are you here to do? So you know, to me, this is very much aligning with what I feel my purpose is, which is to bring stories to life on cinematic screen. So
Right.
being able to do that and people receive it in the way they receive it, and people get it, you know understand it, and love it, man. Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful feeling.
And and I hear and I know it's all the time where you have individuals who are just existing, and you got ones who are living. The ones who are living are the ones who take risks. They accept challenges. They challenge themselves in order to obtain the lifestyle that they want to obtain. You got those who just existing, just here to be here, wasting opportunity, wasting space, but utilizing what you got before you, utilizing the tools that were set before you in order to make things happen. We know that faith without works is dead. Faith, works go hand in hand. You envision, hey, yeah, I want to do this and do that, but you're not taking the necessary steps to get to your destination. You got those who talk about it, then you got those who be about it. And I know you want individuals who are being about it, because think about it. We only got one shot at life. Tomorrow's not promised, they say. But just realize, hey, I want to do something. I want to create something. Not only that, I'm creating something that once I transition from this life to the next, that Mojo Savage will be going on for generations to come, that it become a household name. And that should be the goal of, okay, my work, my product becoming a household name that generation after me will still see this as it just keep going on and on. That's the beautiful thing about it. Legacy. That your legacy will continue on when we transition to a whole nother life. And that's what it's all about. So let's talk about how long was the production? How long did it take? Um, how long did it take to really get filming out the way?
So we shot Mojo Savage over the course of about a month and a
Okay.
half, as far as using the weekends and some of the weekdays. I had to shut down production for a little while because we had a COVID scare. So that forced us to have to utilize some like Mondays and a Thursday or Friday here and there. But yeah, it was about a month and a half in using weekend days. I think about 10 days during that time total. So yeah, it's we had some long days, man, but it was very much a process that I appreciate and don't take for granted. We won't always be shooting movies like this, but you will appreciate the times that teach you, you know, um, more about the art form and more about yourself. Because some of those long hours, man, you learn a lot about yourself and what kind of drive you have to get a goal completed.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's what it's all about. So are there any more movies, any works in the near future? What's going on right now?
Well, yeah. So of course we have Mojo Savage that's streaming now on Tubi. I have the Drop Spot, which is a comedy that I released last year. Around this time last, actually, I think it came out in December last year. So the Drop Spot released last year. You can catch that on Tubi. And also, I have a couple scripts that I have, that I'm working on now as far as in the writing stage. And I also have a couple movies that I might shoot, between now and next year as well. So, constantly working, constantly looking for the next opportunity.
Hey, and that's what's up. And before we go into film, play this clip from Jay Z. I play it sometime, and this is an interview that he did years ago. and he talked about something that he applies to his everyday life. I'm gonna play this clip, and then we're gonna jump right back into our conversation.
Rakim, man, constant elevation causes expansion. I live my life by that right now. Constant elevation causes expansion. So when you tight and you say I only do this, you constrict yourself, so nothing can come in. This is what you do. This is what I eat. No matter how much money I get, I'm staying here. Yeah. Well, that life is about constant elevation causes expansion. I write my rhymes while cooling the mansion. And then he gave you the sweetness. He gave you the jewel of all jewels.
Constant elevation. That's something that we can apply. Talk constant elevation leads to expansion, and that's something that we should aim for. Constant elevation. And I know in your industry, you want to constant elevation lead to expansion, and I know that it's layers that we take off. Like you mentioned earlier, that when I was doing this filming, you learn something. You learn something about yourself in the midst of filming. Do you ever look at yourself having that constant elevation lead to expansion? 'Cause I know I'm not just stopped here, but I know it's more out there that I have not tapped into yet. But I got to keep on going in order to tap into what I never tapped into before. Do you ever think like that? That hey, I know it's more that I have to tap into.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. I don't feel like I'm the best version of myself that I'll ever be. I don't think I'm the best filmmaker that I'm going to be, the best writer, the best director, the best husband, the best anything. So I definitely am always having to have that mindset of I have to learn better ways to do everything. So, I'm just scratching the surface. So I definitely relate to that clip of what Jay-Z is saying as far as just, having your mind open to possibilities, always just kind of being a student of the game, always being willing to learn something from somebody. It don't matter where you feel like a person's IQ level is, or, if you feel like that, they're not doing as well as you are right now. You can learn something from everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can teach you something. And because there's not one human being that knows everything about everything, you should always be willing to learn. So yeah, I definitely approach, everything with that mindset about willing to learn and get better.
Yeah, and that's it. Becoming open minded, not being closed minded, but being open minded. And you mentioned earlier, Kay, that you learn something about yourself. When we work on these projects and work on these goals, we're learning more about ourselves. We're learning who we are in the midst of our transitioning, in the midst of our goals, in the midst of creating. You notice, hey, I don't it's certain things that you will and you won't tolerate in your path of greatness. And I can tell you a man that's not about mediocre. I can tell you a man that's all about working in the spirit of excellence, especially when it comes to your projects. And I know you're the individual who wants to go 1,000, not 1%, not 10%, but 1,000. Because at the end of the day, you're not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about those customers who's paying their money to view your product, and you want to give them their money's worth. And anybody should think like that. But I know we got individuals who think about themselves, want to put out anything, and expect people to support them. But people only will support greatness. When they see something great, they'll support it. When they see something great, they'll put their money behind it. When they see something worth value, they'll put their money behind it. Money chase value. Money chases greatness. Cause they know if I see something great, I'm gonna get a return out of it. Not just the money aspect, but life changing aspect. What he did in this movie changed my life. Cause you never know what an individual maybe was going through or what they was thinking, learning from this character. Like, dang, he went through this tragedy, but he didn't stop. If he didn't stop, why I gotta stop? It's really going back how bad did you want it? And that just
No,
really
I agree. No, I agree. I don't think there's I don't think there's many people that have ever done something in this life that hasn't been tested or hasn't had to work really hard, to accomplish what they were out to do. I don't. It just doesn't work like that. If you want to be great at something, if you want to, obtain, wonderful things and all sorts of achievements, you're gonna be tested. You're definitely gonna be challenged about how bad do you really want this. So in my case, I want to be, all time great filmmaker. So I'm being tested by how much I want, to that to happen. From before I was able to make a Mojo Savage, before I was able to make a Drop Spot, I spent 2 years making short films where I was just spending money and not getting it back. It wasn't, a return on that. It was just having to invest in yourself. And what I had to invest in was, being able to do something and get better at it. Putting in those 10,000 hours. So, you don't really get that end result of being great like a Jay-Z, amongst other people unless you invest in it.
And that's it. And also, man, I give a big shout out to another filmmaker coming session out of my hometown of Mobile, Alabama, Marcellus Hudson, aka Bama Buck Buck. He has a movie coming out called Gaming. Big shout out to him in the comment section. He been on the show numerous times. Awesome brother. I love his mindset, the willing to succeed. Just like you, myself, like you, my brother, having that mindset that, can't stop, won't stop. Game don't stop, right? Game don't sleep. We only got 24 hours within a day. We got to ask ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing within those 24 hours within the day? Yeah, I know we got to get some sleep, but besides sleep, what else are we doing? This already November the 7th. We this year is gone. But we're
Right.
into 2024. We had to ask ourselves this question: Is I'm satisfied where I'm at, or I just deceive myself? We get excited about December 31st, January the 1st. We get to our emotions. Hey, this is my year. This is my season. But then we go right back to the mediocre lifestyle. We go right back to being average all year long. And then we get excited again. That's a cycle that has to be broken, ladies and gentlemen. You have to find your niche. You have to find out what you're good at. The most wealthiest place in the world, as they say, is the graveyard. A lot of people went to the graveyard, did not utilize their gifts, did not utilize their talent. They had businesses in them. They had writing inside them, production inside of them, you name it. But they allowed this one thing, this illusion of fear.
No, that's a
Yes,
good point. That's a good point. I feel like that a lot of people don't find what they're great in on this earth. Like Jay, it's another Jay-Z quote where he say he feels like everyone has genius level talent, and
mm-hmm.
you have to tap into it, you have to find it, and you have to master it. But some people never even get to step one and find out what they're a genius at. For me, I feel that, filmmaking, being a film director or writer is my genius level talent. So, right now I'm in the phase of tapping into it, mastering it. You know what I'm saying? So, you're right. A lot of people, come on this earth and they die and they never knew what it was that I was great at. A lot of great talents have died and we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So, imagine how many brothers could have been maybe better than Michael Jordan, but never picked up a basketball. You know what I'm saying? Or never really honed in on, working at it, putting in that work in the gym. And they may have had more natural raw talent than he had, but didn't put in the work. You know what I'm saying? So um that you definitely said something when you said, the graveyard is the most wealthiest place.
It is a lot of people up there. And also, before we go any further, big shout out to Alexis in the comment section. She's the host of the weekly podcast Hustle and Grow here in the DFW. You can check her out every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Alexis, you still in the comment section. Go ahead and plug in your information. I would love to showcase across the stream so let everybody know about the Hustle and Grow podcast. You can check it out every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Be shout out to her. Les, you're doing great things. Keep up the great work. I see how consistent you are as well. I gotta recognize people doing great things at all times. I got a great man right here on the show as my featured guest. Man, you gotta be great. And before we go any further, we're gonna do one more commercial, and then we're about to get to sign off. And I want my guests to give words of advice, words of wisdom, as we get right back after this commercial break.
This is your anthem. This is your anthem. Oh, but you see the dollar signs are soaking these words that don't harmonize. Puppet it from a 9 to 5. I can see that the hustler's still alive. This is your anthem, anthem. This is your anthem, anthem. Oh, but you see the dollar signs are soaking these words that don't harmonize. Puppet it from a 9 to 5. I can see that the hustler's still alive.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back here on Walking This Way, Impact Boys Podcast. We're about to ready to sign out. But I want to ask my guests before we leave, do you have any words of wisdom? Do you have any words of advice for those who on that journey don't know where to go, but they're on that journey and they don't want to quit, and they do not have that vocabulary at all. But what words of advice, what words of wisdom do you have for the viewing audience that's watching this right now?
Man, I would say something that I learned this year. And that's to not let social media discourage you. And what I mean by that is that social media, man, is designed that when we look at it, we're only seeing what people are showing us. So a lot of those people are talking about their accomplishments, their goals, what they're doing, what they want to do. And if you're in a business like I am with entertainment, to where you're feeling like this is not even apply to this facet of the industry, but I'm just saying that in general, if you're pursuing something and you're friends with people who are also pursuing the same things, don't let where they are in their journey discourage you from where you are in your journey, because it might be their time right now where they up, where they're moving, where they're doing things. But guess what? They're going to have a time to where they're not going to be doing much, and you're going to be up and you're going to be doing things. Everyone has turns. Everyone is just taking turns, at looking like I'm moving, I'm busy, I got stuff going. No one has something going at every day of the year. So don't let that make you feel pressure that now I have to go out and do something, or I have to rush what I'm doing. I have to make moves, you know what I'm saying? Or I have to, be thirsty to let people know that I'm moving at her. Like, take your time, hone in on your craft, keep working on what you're working on. And when it's time, be loud about it, present it, be proud of it, be happy, because you earned that. But don't let social media make you move in a way that you're not ready to move.
And that's it right there. So, man, hey, move like Rick Ross said, just move correctly, long we don't waste the time. And I'm paraphrasing Rick Ross said, he said it could take 10 years, but long you moving correctly and not wasting time. Continue on moving correctly and don't waste time. They go for me, you, anybody. Let's keep moving correctly. Let's make sure we're not wasting time in the process of moving, but we gotta move correct. Don't just move, but move correctly. Whatever your correctly is, that's what you do. Pursue it. Get a vision in mind. Get a goal in mind. Whether it's a weekly goal, a monthly goal, a yearly goal, we gotta keep ourselves motivated, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta keep ourselves moving forward. How bad do you want to breathe at the end of the day? And that's what we have to do. We're ready to sign off here on Walking This Way Impact Force Podcast. Once again, my brother, go ahead and plug in your social media information. How can they get in contact with you? How can they follow you? Go ahead.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, on all platforms, you can type in Kagan Alexander Black, exactly as it is, on the screen there for you. And you can Google that, as well, and all my, work will come up, and different information about me as well, as far as in my career. But yeah, Facebook, IG, main platforms, Kagan Alexander Black. Also, Al Black Films. Black exactly how you see it spelled right there, and films with a Z. So instead of an S, it's Z. So All Black Films.
Man, that's what I appreciate you, my brother. I will be back here tomorrow night here, same time at 7 p.m. here on Walking His Ways Impact Force Podcast. Man, remember this. Remember the graveyard. Everybody had one thing in common. They thought they were going to see tomorrow, and they didn't. Remember, let's live life like it's our last. Remember, love yourself, respect yourself. Tell yourself we're going to succeed. Tell yourself we're going to conquer. Tell yourself I'm all-knowing. Tell yourself I'm all-powerful. Tell yourself I am wise. Tell yourself I'm smart. Tell yourself I'm a genius. Tell yourself I'm wealthy. Tell yourself I'm prosperous. Start telling yourself these things. Believe in yourself, and those things will come to pass. It start with your mindset first. And like I said, this is Furman Jackson. I'm signing off. We'll be back here tomorrow night here on Walking His Ways Impact Force Podcast.
Thanks for having me, man.
Appreciate you, my brother.
You said you love me. Now I know what love is. Ain't nobody stop your love. Stop your love. 'Cause you know me. All my hopes, all my fears. Still you chose me. I'm in love. Now I don't know what you've been told, but all I know is that his love is worth more than gold. See, it took a while for me to understand, but a love like this is in high demand. You know my flaws, but yet you still love me. And that's no lie. Won't give up the fight. I know I'ma survive. Now I got God on my side. God on my side. I was down and he got me up. On the ground, no faith. I thought I was stuck. Now the devil see us winning and we got him shook. You know it's our season. We gon' run it up. Gotta love my sister and love my brother. Cause in this word, it teaches us we gotta love each other. Really absurd. If we can't look beyond each other's colors, choose to prefer to show love for one another. We need to come together. Now I know what love is. Nobody stop your love. Stop your love. You know me. All my hope and all my fears. I'm in love, so in love. I'm in love, so in love with you, with you, with you, with you, with you. I'm in love with you, with you, with you, with you, with you.